What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Epic 7 live stream. It's your guy, Gimmick.
And resident newbie, Miiku, sorry.
No, welcome back to Orbis Overdrive. I know it's been such a long time, but we are back.
Yes, we're back and better than ever. I mean, just look at that intro. I'm not gonna lie.
Right?
It's so snazzy now. So much like
so
character.
Pretty. I love it. I honestly, it's super cool. Shout out to the design team for.
Well, let's go design.
So, how is everybody doing? I know it's been a little while. How have you guys been?
Yeah, it's been such a long time since we saw you guys chat. Like, what you guys been up to?
Any fun things, any new things to share with us? Because we have a lot of new things to share as well.
Oh, yes. There has been so many updates we got to go over, so much new content.
Yep.
Because I know you guys always want more content, so that's coming out soon.
Yep. So without further ado, let's get into what happened with last week's balance patch, or excuse me, last week's patch notes with the imprint. So, there is the announcement of the new side story, Eerie Night in the Secret Garden.
Yes, oh my goodness. Another cool holiday side story. I am personally super excited to see how Arcades, I always want to say Arcades. My brain goes to like art history for some reason, so it's like very random. But Arcades' older sister, how she plays into this, and with her new garden, and what kind of danger it lies.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all of the like holiday events are always really fun. I mean, obviously, we all know about the Alencia one. Everyone loves the Alencia one, but this is a new side story featuring all new characters such as Biblis. And so, moving right into the next piece, we are going to take a look at Biblis's new look here.
Ooh. She looks so freaking cool, not gonna lie. I love like the peace lilies, like the architecture, and the fact that she's an ice ranger, at least for me, because I have like a really bad team right now. I could definitely use like another ranger on my team to just like do consistent damage. I think she's gonna be great.
We'll have to see what she does. We don't know just yet, but we will know it next week. But what we do know about is her artifact, as we can see here with the next slide here. We do have a little bit of a sneak peek at the artifact here, Old Gardening Shears, and yes, that Arcades looks really cute.
I was gonna say she looks like so young and precious and cute. Oh, also too, I've heard some talks about this artifact being maybe pretty good, maybe a new guiding light.
We'll have to see. I mean, guiding light.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So we'll have to see how this works out. But yeah, I'm super excited to see how Biblis works next week with the new trailer. But speaking of new characters as well, let's go right on to the next slide as well. Silver Tide Christie.
Here we go. Oh, my girl finally getting a special G change.
I know, right? So I really love the design here. Oh. And, you know, as always, it seems that with every major design here, always got the little leg artifact or like ornament, you know?
It's a statement. It has to be a little leg band or something like that so that you know is an Epic 7 hero. Otherwise, it can be any kind of gacha. But with us, we're special.
And I know that you guys have a lot of thoughts about Silver Tide Christie, but we will get a little bit more into the details of that once we are speaking with our guest. So, but for right now, I am really excited to see, you know, how this character is going to be played within the next couple of weeks. But yes, we will talk about that a little bit later today. But moving right into the next piece here, we have the Moonlight Theater, the Fusing World, which is the 3rd season of Zero Defect City.
All right, I'm excited to kind of dive back into it. Also, doesn't hurt that I get some more mystics.
Free mystics are always nice. I know that I am always hurting for more mystics. Like legit, I will legitimately take like a few minutes just to roll Secret Shop. It's like my little meditation, you know?
I don't understand how that is meditative. That is the most stressful thing. I'm wasting sky sounds. Sky sounds could be turned into bookmarks.
I mean, it's a good payoff for me at least. But yeah, I mean, like it's got, you know, from what we know from this new story, it has the new Eternal Wanderer Ludwig, which is very exciting. How many people are like a really big fan of the Zero Defect City? I know there are people who are bigger fans of Fallen Land or of you know, Zero Defect City or of the Runway Fighters. Like there's always some really cool stories that are going behind with these characters. And I honestly love the way the designs change between them. Yeah, we have someone who's a big fan of Runway Fighter.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness. I remember, I think there was like a content preview back in like April, May, where they said there was going to be more content coming out for it. I'm like, give me it now.
Give me
I know, I got ML Rowana. I need more. I need to see my girls like doing stuff, beating up people, and like, I want more Runway Fighter.
Wait, when did you get Rowana?
Oh, you don't know this?
You have Requiem Rowana?
I do have Requiem. She was my first ML.
She was your first ML5.
She was my first ML5. I did
my
it randomly.
Okay.
During like my first week working here, when she came out, I was like, I don't know what a Moonlight hero is. I have no clue what it is.
Oh, I have the special little currency. Perfect. Oh, I got the character.
Oh, that's
cool.
a pretty character. Little do I know, it's not the best ML characters. But anyways, moving on.
Into the next slide here. Speaking of combat, we have the arena season for Oath season. So this is the Flag Arena season, or the non-RTA or World Arena. How are you placing in regular arena?
You know, regular arena, I'm pretty proud. I've got to Masters.
Heck yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Listen, I've gotten to Masters. I can get to Masters 5 easily, and my highest rank, I think, is Masters 2.
Okay,
So,
okay.
I'm not breaking that cap yet, but I'm pretty consistent. I can also just let it go on auto. When I try hard, I could probably get to, like, higher ranks.
I can see it for sure. Making those pushes are tough, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, especially after you hit Masters, that's when you start being able to lose your ranking due to your defense team.
Yes.
That's when it gets a little bit scary, right?
Yeah.
So I remember that was like, oh gosh, I got to really set up a nice defense team now and stuff like that. It's not easy. I kind of vibe in Champion. I just sit in Champion. I have made the climb to Legend 4 once. So I got my sticker for Legend 4, and I'm chilling.
You're
I get
chilling.
my weekly Sky Stones. We're having a good time. But moving into the next slide, the big thing about this new season is the new immunity set.
More gear. More gear.
More things to roll, more powder to not have to roll gear.
You
Wonderful.
know, at least, as you tell me when I am like having trouble with gear, hey, it's stat percentages. It's not like flat stats for this set. I'm like, as a newbie, I'm like, that means it's good.
That means it's useful.
That's
useful.
good.
Yeah. I mean, all of the arena sets are pretty darn good. I think that, there is an immunity set already sitting in the shop and it's discounted, but the stats and the substats are a little bit lower in terms of the rolls. So these new sets as of late have been higher rolls and more like focused in on offensive stats for the most part. So, I mean, will you guys be buying this? Just let us know. Because personally, I probably will be picking this up along with the new slate for the next season.
Ooh,
So.
I totally forgot about Slate.
Yeah, so all good stuff. And moving into the next thing about PvP as well, we have the Guild War season as well. So, how does your guild do?
You know what, team? We're not doing the best, but you know what? We try our darndest every day, and we get our minimums mystics. And you know what? I'm proud to be part of my guild, but I know you are so much better.
We're
than
doing
I.
okay. Look, I'm not the best. Like I have to play as one of the big towers,
Yeah.
which is really scary. So every single time I fight, and I mess up, I'm like, oh no, what's gonna happen to my
no.
team? What's
Oh,
gonna
no.
happen? I've let my team down.
No.
But
I believe in Gimmick. I'm not in your guild, but I believe in your guild. And so
we're doing our best, yeah. We have a good multiplier for Mystics, and we're getting our gold transmits, and that's what matters.
You know
right?
what? That's good enough.
And so lastly, for our imprints is the Mystic rotation for Eternal Wanderer Ludwig. It's finally here and out and ready to go. So
Finally, I feel like I've been waiting for him for like ages since his like tease came out. I was like,
yeah.
oh my goodness. And now like I've seen like so many people in the Discord kind of going crazy about him. So I'm like, now he's out, he's free. Go talk about the boy.
I'm really excited to see how people will be using this character because like the double soul burn is so neat. So I really want to see like how things work out with that. I know that people are gonna say, oh, you got to bring a lot of books.
Yes, a lot of books.
I don't got a lot of books, and I don't got a lot of speed, so we'll make the most of it.
You know what? It's fine. I'll just ungear my Stene, and maybe if my ML luck is what it is right now, maybe I'll pull
Maybe. We'll see.
Ludwig right now.
We'll
Watch
see.
me.
But as always, we always have a guest for our segments here. So without further ado, let us introduce our guest for the Let's Talk segment, E7 Light. Light E7. Welcome in, Light. If you'd like to introduce yourself, please feel free to.
Hi, I'm Light. I'm a content creator, and I stream on Twitch almost every day, and I post a YouTube video like weekly. And thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. And your YouTube channel's pretty new, isn't it? You've been starting about like 2 months now, is that right?
Yeah. I'm pretty late to it, to be honest. Like I've been streaming for almost 3 years, and I just now made a YouTube channel.
Hey, I was gonna say better now than later. Like this is, I bet you guys, you're just gonna keep blowing up. Like I'm super excited to catch more of your YouTube because I'm like a YouTube watcher.
Yeah. I've been watching your videos too. It's always fun to see, especially for like when I'm watching your stream and then I pop in and I see, oh, here's where the what all the video went. So it's always great to see people broadening the horizons with their content, which is always good to see. But let's get right into what happened this week. So let's start off with the new side story for Eerie Night in the Secret Garden. I know you're a big fan of side stories, so I want to know what your thoughts are, especially with this new side story coming up and for Biblis coming up as well.
The new side story, my god, I hope it's not like the knockwall side story where you have to like backtrack and like answer random questions and like have to play like little mini games. Like I hope it's straightforward and easy.
You don't want like the little like side stories, the little like questionnaires, a little just like back and forth with like a talking broom. What do you mean? It's the best.
It is the greatest thing. I honestly love reading into the character stories. If you didn't know, Ken is literate. You wouldn't know that if you didn't read the side story. I thought you just know. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of really cool dynamics when it comes to side stories. I know there's been a lot of them which are stage by stage or stage by stage and mini game. We'll have to see, especially with the Midnight Gala Lilius one, changing the dynamic of side stories just a little bit. I'm really excited to see what may come out of this side story as well. So, but yeah, what are your thoughts about the design for Biblis and her artifact as well?
She's pretty cute. Like I'll definitely pull on her, and like no matter what her kid is. And her artifact, her artifact is pretty concerning.
Really?
It's like stealth and it's debuffs on her attacks. Yes, that sounds like she'll be like an annoying control unit.
That's an interesting speculation.
It kind of reminds me like almost like an assassin item for some reason, because you go into stealth, like you can't touch it, or like even like I feel like it might be good on Landy maybe.
It could be. I mean, it's hard to say because what we know of stealth is like people like to be in stealth at the start of combat, right? This is more of like mid-fight you're going into stealth. I mean, for me, if I hear like a ranger going into stealth, to me it feels like they're like hiding behind a rock and like sticking their weapon across like over the rock. But that's just me. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how people might be able to use this artifact later down the line. And it doesn't seem like there's too much of a limitation on it either, right? Like at max, it does give 100% stealth, which is pretty effective. So, I mean, chat, what do you guys think about, how are you guys liking the look of Biblis and her artifact in the current state? Are you excited? Any speculations? And like, there's a lot of things that we could make use of for this artifact for sure.
I was definitely gonna say I'm a big fan of Biblis's like design because I am a gardener, and seeing like the fact that she has like these peace lilies with the archway and everything, like I'm gonna personally pull for her. I don't care what her kit set does or anything. That's like the kind of person I am when I create teams. I'm like, oh, which characters are cute? Can I like put them in a team together? I'm probably gonna lose every fight, but you know what?
I'm sorry. Is Mashu in the room right now?
You know what? This is, what? I'll take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment. It is. Hey, if the character looks good, that's kind of the bottom line, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. What do you think? Like, are you the type of person that just like kind of goes off of character design sometimes, or do you mainly just focus on like the stats?
If I like them, I'll pull for them. Honestly, I'm a collector. Like I have every unit, and it would feel bad to miss one, to be honest. So like, I kind of feel like I have to pull for everything.
I see. I mean, I can definitely feel that. For me, it's like if I get them, I'm excited. If not, well, there's always next time, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I always play it. So. I mean, that's just how it is. But moving right along into the next character, and I know that, chat, you guys are probably going to be very open to discussing about this as well, is Silvertide Christie. So there's been a lot that we've had discussed for Silvertide Christie, especially with their changes in her runes. But, I want to hear what your thoughts were, Light, on the new additions given to her kit at the moment.
To be honest, she's like super underwhelming. I don't think they really changed her functionally. Or rather, they give her like effectiveness just for her provoke. I feel like that doesn't really, like it doesn't really match her kit very well.
But there is in her passive. It does say that it does boost Christie and the teammate up by 20% when she is attacked. So maybe it's not about necessarily only giving a change of direction, or maybe like something that doesn't benefit the characters that were already really benefiting from these characters, like say Arya, Twisted Eidolon, Kayron, or martial artist Ken, but might open avenues maybe for new characters who like the ER and support, but also might like to get pushed up forward even further. I mean, that's kind of like, the conversation that I'm curious to hear about, because, I'm seeing some people saying, hey, 85 effectiveness boost, but only has, one debuff, and that's a 75% chance with their S1. Is that something that could have gone elsewhere? Is it something that maybe we haven't seen enough time? Because it is only the first day.
I know, exactly.
So.
I was going to say, like, as a new player, I don't have a ton of knights, so, and I think the escort might be actually pretty useful in my kind of opening teams. I know I've heard, like, some talks about her possibly being pretty good at like your defense team or something like that, but like where do you think she might like kind of do well?
I think she already does well in like Arena and Guild War. 'Cause, like you can give your backline unit tons of ER, they'll never get debuffed, and then they'll just 1v4. But I don't think I don't think her usage has changed at all.
Even with the change with the provoke and the effectiveness buff.
Yeah, functionally she's still the same unit. Although I wish they gave her like more defensive stats, because like she has to build tons of ER, so then her like HP and defense are going to be lacking, but then she didn't get any of that for free.
I see. So in your opinion, you're saying that if we were to change some of the runes around or something like that, you would see more defensive stats, kind of like the maybe even an ER stick on her runes rather than just the effectiveness, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And chat, how do you feel about that? Do you feel the same way? Does it feel like, maybe her rune should have been a little bit different? Or, are we still waiting it out a little bit just to see how people might be able to build for Silvertide Christie?
Because I remember when Fumir first kind of came out, people were like, oh no, she's kind of garbage. But as like people experimented with her more, there was more time kind of after her release. They were like, actually, she can be a big damage dealer if you put in the right circumstances, and you unfortunately have to build a whole team around her, but still she like kind of excelled for a bit.
Well, yeah, I think that you were actually you were one of the people who really started siding with Fumir at the very beginning. Is that right? Like I remember seeing your guide or your video pretty early showing like this character is surprisingly very good on release.
Oh yeah, like I thought like she'd be bad because like you need RGB with her, right? But you only need like both the green and fire unit if you want her to go immediately. But it's okay to not like have both. Like in RTA, I was picking her with like Destina, like Fire Lilius, and like if one of them gets banned, oh well.
Right.
Like she's just gonna proc like her second turn, and that's perfectly fine too.
I mean, yeah, that's like always what's really nice is like give it just like a little bit of time. People can really find some pretty interesting stuff that comes through. Like I think that from what I'm seeing from chat here is mainly like the effect resistance the effectiveness does feel like kind of a weird stat stick. It kind of feels a little bit odd for it to be in place of a character who really was focused on pushing as much effect resistance as they can, and then maybe if the runes were more effect resistance, it could have helped her build a little bit more stats as a 3-star, because again she is a 3-star character, which means that her stats are a lot lower than say a natural 5-star character. So some people are saying that she can force a redirect provoke instead of a provoke maybe, and maybe change some runes to ER. For her and the protected ally, that'd be a great change. That's a pretty good thought. I mean, there's a lot of really cool ways that you could interpret it. Like, in my opinion, right, I was thinking it might be interesting if there was like a special debuff, because with one of our recent specialty changes, Shepherd Jenna, she debuted the Frostbite debuff. And I thought, hey, what if there was like a special, not just redirected provoke, right? Because redirected provoke goes only into the highest HP target, right? Imagine like a certain space provoke, so like a backline provoke instead, right? Could that be something that could be tested? The waters could be tested for specialty change Christie, and then push that into other units eventually down the line and create more of those backline provoke characters that might see stronger kits in the future, right? Because that's how the Shepherd Jenna led into Lethe with Frostbite. So there's definitely a lot of different directions that could be taken for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess you guys can see me writing notes because I'm not trying to be uber subtle, but I'm taking back all your guys' feedback and like gonna compile this and send it off to HQ and all the devs and see like maybe we'll see what happens. Honestly.
I mean, we always try to make sure your feedback is accounted for. So we're doing our best to make sure that all of your thoughts are heard. So
exactly.
Don't be shy and please get your thoughts out.
Yeah, definitely. What is there any last thoughts or like comments you want to make based on like Gimmick's like kind of cool idea of like the backline provoke?
Or anything else that you might want to add to the kit?
that kind of redirect provoke would make her. I feel like it'd make her pretty good. Like imagine you put Landy in the backline, you're giving her like 150 ER for free, and then you're forcing people to hit her. Like that'd make her pretty good.
Yeah. So it would transform the provoke into a redirected provoke. I mean that's just my opinion, right? It'd be pretty interesting to see. But yeah, and obviously as we discuss specialty changes, chat and Light, please let us know who would you like to see have a specialty change next.
I'm personally gonna hope for Eaton, but Light, who do you think deserves a specialty change?
To be honest, anything but another knight. But I think I'd want Penelope or Camila.
Ooh, Camila or Penelope?
Some kind of DPS.
That'd be pretty interesting. I like it how as well, our chat is slightly delayed, and as I was saying that line, I didn't even get into it. Someone in chat already said, yeah, we need Penelope.
Penelope. Penelope has such a hardcore fan base.
It's actually pretty crazy. And honestly, I was thinking about it too, because Penelope is one of the only characters with the debuff known as resource reduction.
Oh, okay.
So that is, if you think about like focus and fighting spirit, she like takes that away. So that is very effective against characters like Navy Captain Landy and for Abyssal Euphine, who require fighting spirit to make their skill 3 happen.
I was gonna say I haven't really experimented a ton with Penelope, but that kind of sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And some people were saying Hassel as well.
Oh,
Hassel's like what's really cool to me is I love to see how a lot of these players are talking about characters who have already like very solid kits. Like I still see Hassel come through. I still see every once in a while you'll see a Penelope for a niche player. But like for anyone else, for any other character that might not see as much play, I think some people are saying Suthin or or Sven or Mursa, right? Like those niche characters, I also would love to see have like a new direction given.
Yeah,
to them,
exactly. I feel like specialty changes give like such a life to like these kind of like more basic kind of heroes. So that I would love to see more kind of happen, but that's just me. Yeah,
and if Penelope were to get a specialty change or Camilla, how would their kit be affected? Like mainly if one of their skills was rewritten or redone, right? Because that's kind of the biggest thing about specialty change characters is that they change one skill and they give it an extra buff, basically. How would you change that?
Yeah, I was gonna ask like what do you think? How would you envision like a specialty change for like Penelope?
Penelope, all right. So let's give her S3 a strip, and then put bind on it. And then she's gonna hard counter Landy and Euphine.
I see.
Oh.
So the bind debuff, that's the one that Niqual has that prevents dual attacks, extra attacks, and counterattacks. So that's kind of like the big thing. Get a solid just grasp on one character, take away all their fighting spirit, and then they can't do much for a little bit of time. That'd be kind of crazy, in my opinion. I like the direction.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see more characters with like resource reduction. I've always thought about that as something like very, very interesting.
Yeah, I've never really heard that mechanic in the game. I didn't realize Penelope is like the one hero that has it.
So Penelope has it, and also Zahak's, his EE has resource reduction, which most people go for, I believe, the S2 to boost up another character. But there is resource reduction on it. And also Assassin Coley. Oh, no, never mind. Assassin Coley's specialty change.
Gimmick's trying to multitask here, talking to me, reading chat, and talking.
Things are going left and right here. But what we can get right to next is the discussion of, I know we just talked about how much you love stories, so Moonlight Theater Season 3 for Fusing World for Zero Tokyo City. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, please recap the whole story for me. I actually don't, because I haven't, I'm also not a big lore person, and I don't expect you to answer that.
But, what are your thoughts in general about these Moonlight Theaters? I know that some people find it as, something they'd love to really read through or something that's like a great addition that helps give more life to characters. But, what do you think about, just in general, like Moonlight Theater and stuff like that too?
I'm not really a lore frog. I've just clicked through every Moonlight Theater without reading anything just for the mystics. Like I know bits and snippets because like people tell me weird stuff like how like DDR and Elena have this weird relationship where like DDR is trying to kill her, but Elena's like madly in love with him. Like I know funny stuff like that, but like yeah, I don't
There's
really read.
little bits and pieces that are very fun that
Yeah.
like, about like the Moonlight Theaters. Yeah, like Elena is a little bit dedicated to say the least.
She's committed.
Yeah.
She's
but-
you know what? Good for her, I guess.
But are you a fan of kind of like the futuristic kind of cyberpunk kind of designs? Because I really love the characters of the world of Zero Defect City. I mean, you've got Opsig, you've got Last Rider Crow, Last Piece Karen, right? All these really cool like cybernetic designs. Like, does that are those kind of designs that you really like, or are there Moonlight heroes that you might find more interesting their stories a little bit later down the line, maybe?
Oh no, I loved like the cybery themes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I prefer like the Fallen Land characters. Like where it's like Sage Vivian, Korik, TDR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I prefer those units.
It's kind of like a darker like medieval kind of look for sure, like kind of magic and stuff like that.
I was gonna ask, like, since like you're not super into the lore and everything, what is a Moonlight Theater like a hero that you would love to see like at more kind of expanded upon? I know like the community freaking loves Briar Witch.
The Chronicle of the Last Witch is like a big Moonlight Theater story that people want to see adapted for
So
sure.
what would be your pick?
Wait, for like an existing Moonlight Theater or something new?
So yeah, if you wanted to see like a character who might not have a Moonlight Theater story yet, or might not have been introduced into one of the worlds yet, who would that be, or like which world would that be and why?
Pirate Flan and Landy sounds pretty fun.
Ooh.
I think they were marked under Conqueror of the Oceans, I think is the name of it.
Ooh, nice.
It's such a
memory.
cool name, by the way. I love that. I love that name. So
I know everyone loved like the pirate kind of ocean aesthetic, especially with the World Cup and
yeah,
everything.
E7WC being themed around Navy Captain Landy, that was super cool. I would love to see what that might entail later on. Because like if we think about their counterparts, right, like their non-ML, it's like futuristic tech, and then it's brought to sea. That's like such a cool direction to take it into as this different universe. But
I see like somebody already mentioning in our Twitch chat talking about One Piece, like
a singular piece, but perhaps.
Perhaps they're chasing after the biggest pirate treasure of all time and sailing the oceans. That'd be pretty cool, though.
That'd be pretty interesting for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Well, what about you, chat? What is an like a ML hero or like an ML story that you would really want to see? Because personally, as I previously mentioned, I want to see more Runway Fighter.
Runway Fighters, I mean, we did see in the Metadean's mail there is something maybe coming a little bit later.
Yeah, I saw that back in like April, and so now I'm just like waiting to finally get her and get more. I just love all the designs. I love that kind of high fashion, fashionista, almost like reality TV show, backstabbing pettiness. Like I'm a big fan. I'm seeing people kind of blow up in the chat talking about designer Stase.
Yeah, Designer Strays is very interesting. I think someone speculated that in Designer Lilibet's Skill 3, that doll she cuts up, they're speculating that might be Designer Strays. And I was like, wait a second, that could be like, that's amazing, you're a genius. But some people are saying Fallen Cecilia and Abyssal Euphene's world, I think those two were just lumped together in a recent update where their story is put together. I'll have to look into that a little bit later. But yeah, I think that world could be really cool.
Yeah.
For sure. For me personally, is there any?
Yeah. Who would you want?
That's hard to say. There's a category called the Otherworldly Visitor one, and that's like Celestial Mercedes, it's Assassin Cartuja, that's Watcher Shuri. Apparently, those are not who they are. Like they are people just pretending to look like them. Like like Watcher Shuri is like an alien who just decided to look kind of like Shuri.
Wait.
And like Celestial Mercedes took on the appearance of Mercedes, but she's from a completely different world.
What do you mean? They're not Mercedes.
It's not Mercedes.
What do you mean? This is like breaking my mind.
It's just what it is. That's all I know. You know.
I just finished Labyrinth 2, and I just like kind of really met Celestial Mercedes. Like, what do you mean she's an alien?
That's not Mercedes. I'm sorry to tell you, but
My whole world is crumbling, guys.
All right. Well, moving right along into the PvP stuff, so the arena season. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on the immunity gear. Have you had a chance to look on the stove page for how the gear is set? Because it is 88 gear, and it's got a lot of different pieces for a lot of different characters.
I think immunity is super good, like for everything. Although I kind of wish like the neck is like HP main, right?
Yeah.
With like defensive stats, and then it has crit chance randomly.
Yeah, I saw that. It's got that fourth kind of extra stat just in case. Oh, maybe this will work somewhere. But I think that
I kind of wish that was. Yeah, I kind of wish that was effectiveness instead.
Really.
And then it'd be like insane.
Yeah, it's like a really good like debuffer neck, right? Like an opener debuffer maybe, or even like AOL, right?
I was gonna say,
yeah.
do you think it would work with Christy? I'm not like a big stats person, but do you think if that stat was changed, would that maybe improve Christy?
I think that at least in my perspective, immunity is a set that would more because Christy's already gonna have so much effect resistance that she's not gonna worry too much about debuffs for the most part, right? So I think that it's more about like for characters who are a little bit more like neutral on like debuffers or just needing tanky stats. Who might also like the fact that they don't have to deal with getting debuffed as well.
Yeah.
So kind of like a mid-speeder character, right?
I was gonna ask, like, which hero do you think would like really benefit from this set if it's geared? I mean, like rolled properly.
So I mean, depends which pieces. I mean,
I thought so
immunity
too.
on DPS is like always welcomed, right? Like Emma Landy, Yuffie, and like immunity on like knights is always nice too.
Yeah, I think it's like pretty interesting here. Yeah. There's a lot of discussion on that kind of stuff where it's like, yeah, I feel like you kind of just pick and choose based on the characters. Like I don't buy out the whole set and be like, okay, where do these go now? I go, yeah, this might be good on like one character or another character, right? And then I'll pick and choose based upon what I see needed.
Oh, I'm the type of person who's like, oh, there's a whole gear set. I need that now.
Just
buy
buy
mine. I will figure it out, like where it goes after I buy it.
I'm surprised you have so many crests in that case because those are pricey when they release. I'm just saying, like I always buy the discount ones. Like I like to do a little like coupon shopping.
No. I'm like I go all in. Because I'm the type of person, like, I'm still trying to figure out the stats. I'm starting to understand the gear more and more as I play and, like, start really focusing on, like, okay, I need more EF or I need this kind of percentage. So I'm still kind of getting my feet into the water, that kind of it. So I'm like, okay, I'd rather have more gear and then run it by you and be like, is this good? Then just, like, going blindly and be like, oh, that's a pretty piece.
I always get asked a lot, like, hey, does this gear work? Or where does this go? Or can you roll this for me? Or did this roll well? And she's got, like, an 18 speeder sitting somewhere. I'm like, it's okay, I guess. You could sell that one. But as for Arena, I know that you're mainly a World Arena player, and I know that you've usually try to hit Legend as much as you can. But what about for Flag Arena? Do you usually just kind of sit in Champion like a lot of people do, or do you try to make your climb for just a little bit of higher rewards at the end of seasons?
Yeah, I just sit in Champion. Although in the past I did go for like an Arena frame, and like people are like trying to encourage me to go for another one, and I'm kind of tempted. Did you see the new Arena frame?
I did. They look pretty nice.
It's like flowery.
Yeah.
Ooh, I might actually have to go after it now too.
She's gonna go straight for Legend 1.
Let's go. Let's go from Master 5.
Oh yeah. We'll make it work. You have some gear in there, right?
We'll see. You know what? I will just give my account to be like, Gimmick, make a team. Do it.
Good luck. Yeah, no, I've seen other players who make like big climbs for arena season. It's crazy. Like they will literally sit on the standing screen with their Skystones ready to buy more flags and just wait to see the game of chicken. It's like, okay, do I need to play a little bit more? Do I need to win a few more? Right. That's really cool to see in both World Arena and regular arena. But yeah, those frames look pretty nice for sure. All right, and let's see here for Guild War. How are you guys doing in your Guild War?
Yeah, like how's your guild doing so far?
Yeah, I think they're doing okay.
Are you guys in the same guild?
Oh, we're not. But last Guild War season we were top 30.
Wow.
And then this one, we're like ranked 200, and half the members don't do their Guild War attacks. Like a huge drop off.
It's always tough. My guild's having a little Sup King there is one of my guildies. And we literally yesterday I looked at the guild attacks and was like, there's literally half the people not attacking. Like even there's one poor soul who's like rank 54 and we're like a top 1,000 guild. And so they're going against like very well built teams and I see 3 losses and I'm like, you did great. You did great today. Thank you. You did much better than anyone else who didn't use anything. So.
I will say, I will admit, I am guilty of not attacking because I get demolished so quickly. I can't even, because my heroes aren't fast enough. Like, I will hop into a match and just immediately, everyone dead. I'm like, cool.
Great.
I'm doing my part.
Do you think that there's anything that you might want to see as like a addition to the guild system or the guild war system that might help spice it up a little bit more? Or are you pretty happy with the way the guild wars work in the current moment? Like, you get your mystics, you can get your blue boxes every week, stuff like that. I'm curious to know as well. And chat, let us know too.
Yeah, definitely.
We definitely need a second symbol.
Like a symbol of unity,
like
right?
Yeah. Maybe a new symbol that stacks with the old one. Like there hasn't been a new guild artifact in like months, right? Like a year now.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Just like for like even more hit chance, huh? That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah. Some people are saying more molas, more other things. Yeah. Some changes to guild wars might be nice. Yeah, I know. Like there's a lot of things that that we're curious to know about your thoughts for sure. I think that for me personally as well, I think another Warhorn would be nice too, in my opinion. I think that because Warhorn, I use my Mediator Choleric and it does not leave Mediator Choleric, but there are times where I'm trying to do one shots for my hunt team and I need to pull my Warhorn off of it, and I'm like.
And you can only get one of these like guild war artifacts, one per account, right?
You can get one maxed limit break. So there's certain artifacts that are from the guild that you can get 2 of them, mainly Proof of Valor.
Okay, gotcha.
But some of the other guild artifacts only have 1 max limit break. So some people at the top say, I want a second XYZ, and so he was saying that Symbol of Unity might be a really good choice on that.
Yeah, I'm still like kind of saving up my guild currency because I like to blow it all on my mystics. On like the crappy 50 mystics I'll get from there. I'm like, you know what? That's a good investment. I don't need an artifact. I will figure it out. I'll put Golden Rose on my ML shoe. She doesn't need Warhammer, any of that.
Well, why not, right?
Yeah.
So we were saying, I actually really like the Guild Wars system. Super excited to play it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you get really super hyped.
Ooh.
That's great to hear. I like it when our guild does kind of get together and talk. Okay, hey, this tower's got XYZ. We need to make sure we're attacking some things for sure.
I'm also seeing some notes about an RTA shop. What do you think would there be an unlimited currency?
That is the big conversation. A lot of people, I'm sure you've had this conversation a lot too about a World Arena shop as well. And it's tough. How many rewards do you get? Do you get rewarded for playing or just for at your rank? What are the rewards? What kind of difference would that make for the everyday players? And so, in your opinion, what would you say are some things you could add to an RTA shop that might not make it incredibly hard to make an incredible difference between those who are unable to currently participate in it?
Maybe just cosmetics, because there was an event way back that was play 2 RTA games a day for 200 free energy, and people hated it so much that it got removed.
That was
there are
the
people who
E7WC 2022 incentive, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. And people did not like being forced to play RTA. So it's the rewards would have to be something not resourcey.
I see. So you're saying more pointing towards cosmetics. So
yeah.
Gotcha. That might be fun. Yeah, because I know that there are also people who might not be able to rank high enough to receive the skin for the month, right? Or the skin for the season, right? So maybe something like that could be interesting. You could, if you play high enough in general and you hit these ranks, you'll get the frame, you'll get the skin reward. But for those people who might not be ready to tackle difficulties or challenges higher than gold, maybe you can build up enough time to get the skin at the end of the season. I think it'd be pretty interesting to see. What do you guys think, chat?
Yeah.
You only play RTA for skins now? Okay.
I mean, I only get the battle pass for the skin, but I also have like no.
Oh, you mean for
skins.
like the epic pass?
The epic pass and
so
everything.
the thing about the epic pass compared to the world arena, right, is that the world arena has the epic skins.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are for ML5s, and then they also change the voice lines, so they're a little bit different than the epic passes.
They're like the more like exclusive one. Like you really gotta work for it.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
For sure. Some people are saying it's too hard to get good gears and good characters to get into RTA. Yeah, we hear that a lot. I mean, I really enjoy playing draft mode myself every once in a while, just to practice, hey, I don't have this character geared yet, but maybe I can see how the character works, right?
Yeah, I really want to get into draft mode. Like I haven't really experimented with it a ton because I'm also scared to like hop in and this person's like a champion. I'm just like, I haven't even placed yet. I'm just gonna go against them with like random heroes that I don't really know how it works just yet.
Yeah.
So I'm just like watching Gimmick. You just like play. I'm like, wow, good, go, you're winning.
Yeah, I'm winning, and then my entire team gets wiped, and then I'm like, yeah,
Good job.
No, I won. I definitely won. Some people said, I personally believe we should move the skins to champ and above. Ooh. This is the same person who was they were really excited for Guild Wars. A lot of hot takes here. I appreciate it, Indigo.
Very
Thank you for your opinions. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
sorry, no, you go.
I was going to say, just moving right on to our last talking point, which is Eternal Wanderer Ludwig. So, have you pulled for Eternal Wanderer Ludwig yet? And how are you feeling about the character's kit?
I'm trying to pull for him, and so far I've gotten 4 Lensonoxes and 2 Muis, so it's not going so hot.
I see.
I feel like he's okay. He's really gimmicky. I think he's better in like arena, where you can like soul burn freely without worrying about Bellion, because like you can just avoid her. But I don't know. I think he's a 4 fun unit. I don't think he's too insane.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of speculation for, his double soul burn, right? Like that's kind of the main piece of his kit. So you need to have a lot of souls already on lock, or you have to fight against a match that does not have Bellion, which can be a little tough sometimes, especially when he's drafted in, right? But I was thinking, it's pretty interesting to see that there are also characters who do not require souls of soul burn, like Lethe or for Seaside Asaria, right? So are some ways to kind of get around it a little bit, but he still wants souls to function at his highest. I feel like he's a very aggressive hero, right? Like mainly for more aggressive comps, which I know that you build around a lot, but I know that you were also kind of notorious for cleave during a long time ago and kind of still have gear set around that, right?
Yeah.
Great. So, chat, what do you guys think about Eternal Wanderer Ludwig? Have you pulled him yet? Are you excited? Are you waiting just for the moment? Let us know how you're feeling about him.
Yeah, I haven't personally trying to go after Ludwig. I feel like he's very niche, at least for my needs, because I don't know how to utilize him the best. I feel like he's just gonna sit in my waiting box for like a year till I'm like, yes, I have the perfect comp for him. I have like an extra book once I finally get my second book, and like put it on him. But I also like him so I like his second soul burn, but I'm also like very scared to always build gears for heroes.
You should see my storage box because I do the exact same thing. From Valky, might be a hot take, but I think it's close to ML Elena tier. Crazy in arena, too niche for RTA.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay.
I know I was doing like a little bit of research into him. I know that people are talking about how he can do he's pretty good at like being a control unit with AoE attacks too.
He's just very good at dealing a high amount of damage, right? Like control units are more about locking down your opponent with a lot of debuffs, right? Ludwig is more about just high offense. So he can just deal a lot of damage and get a lot more offensive power by soul burning a lot.
Yeah, so he's like that kind of finisher. He's like, they take all these debuffs and then ML Ludwig, boom, gone.
Like you could, for example, I think a lot of people are doing is that they're using Ran for the soul burn, right? Put a bunch of debuffs on, and then here comes Ludwig to clean up, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mop per se.
Ooh, interesting.
So, but yeah, I mean, like, what do you guys think? So a lot of people are saying, I would, but imagine having no Mystic Summon luck at 143 till pity.
Oof. I mean, I'm right there with you. I tried really hard to get ML Landy. Did not get her, but I did get ML Shu. So, it will come around. Like, now that he's in shop, he might be available more often.
Yeah, for sure.
Or, worst comes to worst, you get Fighter Maya.
Fighter Maya is pretty funny. I like her skill 3.
I have her. I don't know what to do with her.
She's a bit of a niche pick for now. I would say I haven't built her myself yet, but it's always cool to collect, right? I know Light spoke a little bit about saying that they're a bit of a collector as well.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, some people are saying it makes Bellion a must ban. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about the fact that because Bellion takes souls away from the entire fight, right? So even if you bring 2 books, they're all just null and void at the beginning of the fight. So it's like, I'm in trouble now. Or some people saying they like the skill 3 animation. I think with the cube, pretty funny.
Oh, I like that he's on like a Game Boy, like
Yeah.
an old school, or even PSP, like just playing that, not like being an iPad kid.
For sure. Well, I think that's about everything we have for our Let's Talk segment. So just given that there's been such a lot of stuff going on in these past couple of weeks, I wanted to pop into the game a little bit and talk about some of the other events that have been going on. So mainly the 5-star Headhunt event, and talk a little bit about maybe hero choices that you might be taking or I might be taking, and then also the Artina's crafting event, and just talk a little bit about what I've got here as we go into our last little segment for today. So let's go right into the game right now with the Sanctuary. Also, I'd just like to say, I've been looking at it on the screen. I got the special Landy and Flan little thing. It's so cute. I love this setup for the little Tarev Island, honestly. Still my favorite part of it.
I love the randomizing backgrounds, even though I don't have all the summer heroes. So it's just like I think I just have Lethe there in the background.
She's just standing there.
She's just standing with Emma, with Summer Luluka. They're like, yeah, in this desolate beach. I'm standing in the shade.
So let's quickly start with the Sanctuary here. The biggest thing, I'm not sure what I want to do for my craft ring. So chat, I want to talk a little bit with you guys and maybe with Light as well about what I should be doing for this big, for this ring here. So
I was gonna say, what were you like? I see that you have like lifesteal on it right now. Like,
yeah.
What was your intention?
So my first thought was for MLU Fiend, just to have a ring for her, like a defense ring. But I don't know if this is like ready to go just yet, or if I want to like roll. Yeah, some people are saying defense, main, speed, crit, HP. Yeah. The thing for me that's challenging right now is I'm gonna be doing a crit chance necklace. So I'm gonna go way over crit chance cap if I do that. So people are saying keep rolling, but maybe should I reset it? Maybe should I like go from the very beginning? What do you guys think? What do you think, Light?
Like, what do you think? Like, what are you building right now or have built so far?
I actually got a Euphian ring too. Like I think these events they're there for making your bruisers better.
Interesting.
Yeah, because there was the Forge Your Own Gear event, right? But I feel like that was more for like, hey, I need like a really bulk speed piece or something like that, right?
But yeah, for your piece, I would like look for like crit damage over crit chance, and then the speed is fine.
Yeah, I think I'll be just holding this for now, but I was thinking, maybe I wanted to change the way that my gear looked or something like that, but maybe I should pop into my gear or my characters right now to see, what I've got right now. And yes, 10K Skystones, I kind of hold after every week.
Oh my gosh, Gimmick.
Don't talk about it. But
it's like your lobby, your waiting room, you hold.
Yeah. I also realized that when it comes to this background here, you have to have the characters out of your waiting room in order for them to show up.
Oh.
So if you got some people sitting around, they won't show up.
Okay, but which hero are you actually, if you weren't picking for MLU Fiend, what kind of hero would you want to build with, like, that really needs that extra oomph?
Like an extra good piece?
Yeah.
That's what I've been thinking about. So let me pop in here into my heroes, because I am curious to know, like, I'm curious to see where's my Sez skin? Where's my Sez to start, actually?
Do you not have special in Sez?
No, just regular Sez. I don't think so, but I think the next character that I would want to would be my Landy, because my Landy is not the best, I'd say. Like, she hits the base requirements, but she's also base speed, she doesn't do a lot of damage, and she's not super tanky. But I think that mainly plays into what I've got for like because I had to throw together whatever I could for the ring and stuff like that. But you were saying mainly for bruisers, right? So I'd say that like Landy is probably one of those, Euphian, maybe even like, do I have any other bruisers that need work? Maybe my shoe even? Well, let me pop in here and let me just poke around some of my heroes here, just to show off what I've got. So here's my shoe, what I think needs a lot of work. I was like, this is like my very old shoe build where I was like, praise the Lord, I'm able to hit 20k HP, and that's about it. But That's what I have.
I still haven't built my shoe. I have her. I also got the skin. I have not built her fully yet.
Well, I mean, gear, right? So
Gear.
that's what's so troublesome. My
Yeah.
Alencia, I've just kept her from there's a Ancient Inheritance with injury set, so I was like, perfect. Injury pen, perfect. And then my Senya, which this is the one character that I've actually just recently rebuilt, which I think has helped me a lot. Like, it's at 4.2k attack. It's got enough FF res and it's got a good enough speed. I'm pretty happy with the way that it is. And also, if you can maybe peek at my card here, I've got a little Senya on my card here as well. I'm a big fan per se. But, so, Light, what do you say? Like, which sort of bruiser heroes are like doing really well right now? Which would be like worth building outside of maybe Navy Captain Landy or Abyssal Euphine?
I have to say the top 3 are like Euphine, Landy, ML Ken.
ML Cat.
Oh yes.
We're going to be talking about that a
Yeah.
little bit later because we will be talking about the ML Headhunt. But yeah, I've been thinking about ML Ken a lot for if I have the gear for him, which I currently don't really.
Oh no.
Would you say that, I don't know about this, would you say that Last Rider Crow is also like a common bruiser that you would see nowadays as well?
Yeah, for sure. He's probably like the most popular knight right now. But like the kind of piece you would want for him would be like an HP ring with like defense, speed, ER substats, like something like that.
That's right. Yeah, I do see a lot of Last Rider Crows using ER. Yeah, I think some people were also saying here that Lethe for Guild Wars pretty sweet. My Lethe is built. Here's how I have her. She's a little slower than I'd like her to be, and her stats are dropped a little bit, like not much effectiveness, but it's enough because I just need to take off the like immunity buff from Landy, right? And there's not really many who run effect resistance, so I think this has been helping me. Yes, I know I'm off. I've got 2 off pieces, but she's got 24k health, and that's what matters to me. So I don't know.
Wait, I just noticed it. Why?
Because it's off pieces. They've got like good enough bulk stats that I can use. This is 100 equipment score. So, and then this one has 30% defense. So I'm like, okay, I'm happy with this for now.
Okay, so you're just putting. Okay, maybe it's just like since I'm so new, I'm always trying to match the sets together to get that stat bonus.
Yeah.
So seeing that is like, wait, you can do that?
Yeah, that's called offsetting usually.
Okay.
So I think that if I remember correctly, my Conqueror Lucas is also offset, where
Really?
I just made sure that she goes fast, right? It's 4 speed, and then I'm like, okay, what other pieces that I can put on to help me bulk my stats up a little bit? So this is what my Conqueror Lilius looks like, and then also, I'd say like my best built hero is actually and she's not super popular nowadays, but my Sharoon. I really like how I built my Sharoon. I'm pretty proud of this one. Like 1800 defense, almost 18k HP on counter set. Like, I'm pretty darn happy with this for sure.
What do you think about Light? Like, do you think it's pretty good?
Yeah, it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Pretty tanky, good speed, good effectiveness, good ER.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, and the other build that I'm going for right now that I've just finished up was my Moon Bunny Dominial. So here's how she is. She's at 250 speed, can't go any higher. That's why I built effectiveness on her, or effect resistance on her. And then also, as we were talking about before, I have immunity set on her, just to make sure that she doesn't get controlled from like a long distance while she's still trying to climb and take her turn. So this is what I've been doing to try to like build and get ready for the season. Ending, that is. I've been taking my placements bit by bit, but I'm just like, I really want to figure out what that last character I need is, which leads me to my next segment, which is discussing the 5-star recruitment event for Moonlight Heroes. So here's what I've got so far. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of love from Arbiter Vildred and Spez. I got a lot of dupes here.
I was gonna say you got Lionheart, Sermia, Rylet. And says, oh my gosh, it's so much. Yours is so much more filled out than mine.
I made sure. So a lot of people always warn about when the Headhunt event is about to start, you don't finish off all of your weeklies so that you can get all the points for that first weekly. I missed a day. Oh.
Well,
shush you.
Don't worry, I've missed a couple days.
We've got. Do you see that in the top left corner? Do you see that? 76 days.
76?
I think I'm okay for missing a couple of days, guys.
I legitimately thought it was like another like 2-week event. I'm like, God, I'm so
I don't think that's
no.
possible in 2 weeks.
You know what? Some people are crazy.
That is
but,
true.
From this event, who are you chasing to get?
I'm looking for K-Ron actually, because he's the only MO5 I don't have.
That's right. I remember you saying that, like, you know, as a big collector, right? I think you said you kind of felt bummed for missing out on any character, and I think that that's what happened with Twisted Eidolon K-Ron, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, and also, you know, on top of that, right, we just had Christy as well, right? A character who loves stacking ER with Twisted Eidolon K-Ron. So that might be a perfect pick for, especially with this recent update, for sure. For me, I think I'm convinced that Martial Artist Ken is the character for me to choose, because
You really have this in your head. You're like, this is the one.
I was really dead set on Lionheart Surmia, and so was she, because she showed up on my first day. But I think that Martial Artist Ken is like my time. What about you, Miiku?
Honestly, like my gut says I need to go for Zio, because I don't have a Zio yet, and he came up on my headhunt. I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good. But we had a discussion earlier, and you also mentioned that I should go pull for Hand Guy.
Mediator Coeric, yeah, because you chose Conqueror Lilius from the Fallen Land Moonlight Connection, right? Which, great. I mean, that's a great choice. I chose Rylait out of that one because I already had Conqueror Lilius and Mediator Coeric, but I think that Mediator Coeric is just such a solid character. Even though there's been a lot of new characters who are good counters to him, he's still really solid. And I think that you can back me up on that, Light, right?
Or no,
yeah,
you gotta
for
go
sure.
for Zio. Like, who would you pick in your opinion?
Oh, for you?
Yeah.
For like an upcoming like mid-level player, right?
I think Zio is Zio is for cleavers.
Oh.
If you're not gonna cleave with Zio, I feel like he's not worth it.
Fair enough. I
'Cause,
don't.
like that's
think-
most of his use.
Yeah. I mean, bottom line, if you want to go for husbandos, then yeah, by all means go for Zio.
He's
or
not a husbando. He's a child.
Mediator Coeric then in that case.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay. Fine.
But yeah, I think that Mediator Coeric is just like a solid support for a lot of players. People are saying they're going for Bryceria, going for ML Lana, Lionheart, top model Luluka.
Ooh.
Very nice, very nice.
Oh, ML. My goodness, I'm so sorry. Dark Corvus. I know you love Dark Corvus too.
He's very funny to play, yeah.
Yeah.
I have not got. I mean, he's in my headhunt here, but
Yeah.
I don't think I have the gear to pull him because you need a lot of health.
Yeah.
And a lot of bulky stats for sure.
I'm also seeing a lot of DDRs in the chat as well, because I know with his recent update too, with his getting
his
the
recent
buff.
patch notes have been like you've been using DDR a lot as well, Light, right?
Oh yeah, I have. I pick him like every other game.
Okay.
He's pretty
pretty
solid.
ridiculous.
Pretty good right now.
I thought he was, in his previous rendition, I thought he was already pretty solid, but the change of removing his focus system was very, very interesting. But I think he's a very solid character still, yeah.
All right.
Let's see here.
Who else are you guys kind of checking for?
Okay, the actual husbando, C. Pavel, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That is a very big staple.
Yeah.
Oh,
Need to
Tala.
Yeah. Really need to build Dark Corvus, Godin and Guild War. Yeah, that's definitely for sure.
Oh, is he really good in Guild War too?
Yeah, he's good because a lot of the times you'll have like units that'll target directly into him because he's dark, right? And he's big and tanky, and then he gets to slam the opponent with like a big, just like you die now move, and then
Just a big bonk.
yeah, just bonk, and then they die. They die instantly. So especially for characters who can also get killed through on a miss,
Yeah.
like Adin, right? Adin takes a lot less damage because he evades a lot of attacks, but this guy deals so much damage that it does not matter if it misses. He just goes, gone. Get out of here. You go away for forever now.
I was also gonna say, I know also ML Bologna got a buff as well, and I'm starting to see her a lot more. I'm starting to see streamers play her more.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it changed a little bit of how she functions, but I feel like at least in my opinion, she became a little bit more of like a very bruiser-oriented character from what I've noticed. I mean, what are your thoughts on that as well, Light?
On Bologna?
On on the new Bologna.
I think she's just better at what she does. Like it doesn't change her functionality. Like when Bologna is a good pick, she's still going to be a good pick, and she still has the same weaknesses. Like she doesn't have self mitigation. She doesn't self cleanse.
Yeah. I mean, her
like,
having immunity on her,
yeah.
on her skill 1 was nice, but yeah, she doesn't have any way to really keep herself alive. You need like Sigurd Scythe or a escort buff for sure. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, I think that's about everything, but I did say I might be. I'll go ahead and do it just because we're saying welcome back to the stream. What better way than to give the Mystic Summon 1 10 pull?
Guys, he's gonna use all his.
I'm not
gimmick
using
luck.
all of my mystics.
No, you're using all your gimmick luck because he'll you will just like kind of casually be like, oh, I'm not gonna get this, and he'll be like, hey, look at this, and just like get like 2 MLU fiends in 1 pull.
Right. So let's see what happens here. Everyone, prayers, person chat, please. Person chat. I am not using all my mystics. I'm doing 1 more to send off the beginning of a new era for Orbis Overdrive.
All right.
Run it down. No.
Come on, yes.
3, 2, 1, and.
Woo! All right, chat.
I'm assuming that's nothing.
No sparkles at all. No.
No.
See, I told you.
Oh,
Hey, you got the new 3-star hero.
I don't like the way this is looking. Okay, I got a 4-star at least. 3.
Oh, who
Okay,
is it?
no baits. Oh. Ooh.
Well, when you pulled, there was some sparkles.
No, I did. At least there was. At least it wasn't the worst out of it. And I do need Emiki. Actually, I got 2 Emikis, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay.
But I think that it's going to be about everything that we have for today. Once again, Light, thank you so much for coming out. And if you'd like to shout out your own socials once again before we go here, please feel free to do so now.
I stream at twitch.tv light_E7, and my YouTube's the same name. And thanks for having me.
No, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate talking to you and getting all your insights into this.
Yeah. I think that's about everything we have for this week. Next week, there will be no stream, but the week after, we'll be having a very special Orbis Overdrive. Yeah. Maybe a little celebration, a little festivities. We'll have to see. So be sure to tune in 2 weeks. So be sure to follow the channel and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. But with that said, that is everything for today. Thank you guys once again for coming out. It's your guy Gimmick.
And your resident newbie Miiku. Thank you all once again for coming out, and I hope you have a wonderful night and or day and or morning. Catch you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.